Evening peeps, evening, welcome back to the channel. We are back live this week for DSC's Premier League years, so it's a look back over previous seasons of the Premier League season that DSC Sim Racing has been putting on. This week we are, round 7, Sardegna Road Track C. We are at in the Renault Megane Trophy. We were at Nürburgring GP last week in the GRX Mini. It is the Megane Trophy this week. Is it 2 20-minute races this week, or was that last week? I forget. If it's standard setup, it should be 1 15-minute race and 1 20-minute race. If it's the race I think it is, we should be having 2 20-minute races because we accidentally had a 10-minute race at one of the rounds. But I could be getting that all wrong. It could be back to 15 and a 20-minute. It does say 20 minutes at the top, 10-minute qualifier and 20-minute race, but I could have got that totally wrong. Right, let's have a look at standings so far then. So leading the way at the minute is Wolves FC with 181 points. We've got Aberdeen FC in second with 151. Nottingham Forest in third with 122 points. Luton Town FC with 113 points. We've got Real Madrid in fifth with 90 points. 86 points on board for Chelsea in sixth. Fulham in seventh with 78 points. We've got Standard Liège in 8th with 71 points. Man United 9th with 62 points. We have Madrid under-21s 61 points in 10th. We have 11th for Charlton FC, 41 points on board for them. And 12th is Spurs FC with 18 points. P1RC's GT3 World Sprint Series Finals live from the net. That's right, yeah. Headline. I didn't say that. So, okay, we're back to a 15-minute and a 10-minute sprint race then. Okay, that's good. That's good. Have I got anything else to show you on there? No, I haven't. Later on, we've got another image to show you lot. So, stickers and t-shirts still available, people. Hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of those. Other than that, let's get ourselves into this lobby and see who we've got. So, sound on. Let's have a look. Who have we got? Treviso, Tim CLK, we've got DMK Chalky, RC MBE2, Centino, we've got DMK Dazzler, It's Hoggy, Dominator, and Dominico? I don't know if he's meant to be in the lobby, but he's here. He might be racing. It is difficult without a steering wheel. Damn right it is, my friend. Damn right it is. So, Renault Meganes, let's have a look. Qualifying is going to start pretty soon, so you will see the driver's name above the car, but the team name, let's just get a quick look at the side of these motors. The team name is usually somewhere on there, so Aberdeen FC for Tim CLK. Other drivers are sat in the pits then. Rules for Treviso. Is it Treviso? Yes, it is. Standard Liège. Got some glitchings going on tonight, have we? Possibly. Right, let's turn some quick nonsense on for you lot. So this is just practice session. We're not into qualifying just yet. But Sardegna Road Track C. It's not really a lot to it, but it can catch a lot of drivers out. In fact, we'll do a lap with RCMBE2, shall we? Let's get ourselves on the outboard cam. So, big, long start, finish straight. Just a hairpin at the bottom here. Carrying a lot of speed into that one. Down the hill then, just a great big set of S's running all the way down this hill. Last couple of corners are the tricky ones. Make sure you don't catch that wall, carry as much speed through there as possible. Just back off through this one, drops it down a gear. Maybe runs a little bit wide through there. RCMBE2. Last few corners to go then. Fast through this next set of S's. Hard on the brakes into the final corner though. Way down to second to try and gather that back up. Can run wide onto that blue strip. I don't know how wide you can run onto that blue strip. Looks like all the way onto that blue strip. No penalty then for RCMBE2. There is a lap of Sardegna. Again, not a lot to it, but it does make for some good racing here. I've covered the minis a few times on this track. Treviso then driving for Wolverhampton Wanderers. Tim CLK. Aberdeen FC smashed on the side of his car. RCMBE2 for Standard Liège. Got Dazzler, Nottingham Forest livery on board for him. Okay, qualifying. I assume qualifying. Oh, looks like medium tyres. Let's see what the criteria was for this one. Hold on, let's see if I can pull that out. Why isn't anything loading? Oh, here we go. Race. Gun trophy. Come on. Sardegna. Racing mediums and racing hards are the only tyres they're allowed to use for this one. We're using the racing mediums for race 1, racing hards for race 2. Dominator on track. I forget which team you're covering. Manchester United, are you? Doesn't look much like a Manchester United livery on there. Oh no, has Tim's has T50 Phil been left out of qualifying? I think he has. Yes, he has. Unfortunately, he was just changing his livery when qualifying started. So unfortunately, he has to sit out qualifying and he'll have to start from the back of the pack. He's asking for a restart on qualifying. Oof, I'm not sure that's going to happen. Treviso's asking for a restart as well. We're only a couple of minutes in. Shouldn't be too much of a drag for anyone. Maybe. Doesn't look like we are going to get a restart though. Oh, Chalky risking it for a biscuit. Sticks a couple of wheels on the sand there. Slows him down. RCMBE2 goes through. Good for this man at the minute. Tim CLK, fastest man on track so far. Oh, hey. Oh, back in the pits. All right. That looks like we might be having a reset. Still, drivers putting laps in. There's only actually 4 drivers out on track. Hey, there you go. That's it. Restart. Restart. That's all I had to see. He cancelled the race. T50 Phil wins. All right. He's just come in the chat saying he was putting a Dark Smoker sticker on. So that's it. He gets all the wins tonight. Throw myself out then just for T50 Phil's amusement. Everybody else still out on track, actually. Come on, we're meant to be stopping. Driver's still putting laps in though. Come on, boys. We've already had the all exit come up. I can still hear cars thrashing around this circuit. No! No, I don't want to quit. Come on, boys. Why doesn't it show me the chat that's already up? Cancel it. Just cancel qualifying. Boom. Done. They're still thrashing it around. Come on. You've obviously not been keeping up with the chat, RCMBE2. Is that it? Has everyone done it? Oh, Hoggy's actually left the room. That didn't mean to go that far, Hoggy. Oh, is it a full lobby reset the only way? Ah, damn it. I thought there was options to cancel the qualifying. Oh, Hoggy's back. Who's still out on track? Get off track. Otherwise we're going to have to do qualifying again. Is it Dazzler? There we go. Boom. There you go. Boom. Well, that's one way of cancelling qualifying, isn't it? Hmm? It's not reopened yet. So, oh, there it is. So a couple of those tracks you can see on there, those two particularly, you'll see those on Friday night. It's the boys getting the practice in for the GTTCC. We've got Nürburgring and whatever that track was that I've forgotten. Blue Moon Speedway, was it? So, we've got to rerun qualifying then. Hopefully we get everyone back in the room. Silly boys. Well, there you go. So, get everyone back in the room and then we can kick off again. Not a bong. Not a bong. Still a couple more drivers left to enter. I think, what is it? One more? One more I think we're waiting for. Maybe two. Did we just have the 9 drivers in previously? I wasn't really watching. Straight into qualifying then we should be. So 9 drivers on the circuit. People back out in practice mode, at least for the time being. Let's get this qualifying underway. So it should only be a short 10-minute qualifier. First race being 15 minutes. Why did that marshal look like he's hovering? Dazzler's left the room. Dazzler, no! Just longing it out for everyone else. I've got some lobby gripes at the minute. It's only allowing hard tyres on. I think that's because that's how it should be set up for race 1. But mediums and hards available for this evening. And I assume everyone will want to qualify on the mediums as they're the slightly faster tyre. Where's Dazzler? Oh, Dazzler's back. Get everyone on track then, and then kick this qualifying off. That's it, everyone in. Everyone needs to tick that little tick there. Not me, otherwise it would put me in this race in a RS5. Maybe a little bit unfair. Here we go then, qualifying just about to start. 10 minutes here at Sardegna. Again, not an overly complicated circuit, this particular layout, but the last couple of corners can catch, well, the first corner can catch a few drivers out. There we go, the bings go then, drivers start leaving. Again for an outlap. We have to obviously go and look at T50 Phil's car because he's specifically gone out to put a dark smoker sticker on. There he is on the spoiler. Boom. Right, let's get some nonsense on while we're on this outlap. Final corner then, starting the hot laps. Once they cross the line now, T50 Phil's got himself enough of a gap on circuit that he's not giving anyone else any kind of benefit down this long straight. Down towards turn 1 then. T50 GJM in the room, but again another one late for qualifying if you're intending on racing. Hairpin then down towards these S's. Carrying all the speed through there. Again, just a little stick of the brake through this corner. Again, just dipping some wheels on that gravel. That seems to be the bit that catches people out on that particular corner. Into this last one then, back onto this start-finish straight. Chelsea FC on T50 Phil's car. Down towards the line then, first of the hot laps coming in. It's a 57.8. Tim CLK's already beaten that though with a 57.1. Very spread out in this qualifying session, to be perfectly honest. Okay. Majority of drivers across the line then, just a couple left, so it is Tim CLK up front, RCMBE2 in second for the time being, T50 Phil in third, DMK Chalky in fourth, it's Hoggy in fifth, Centino in sixth, Dazzler seventh, Dominator in eighth, and Treviso, why is Treviso riding slowly? A little bit of brake on, full throttle and a little bit of brake. wasting a bit of fuel, keeping his tyres. There you go, a little bit of brake again. Full throttle, second gear, wasting fuel. Wait until near the end of qualifying when his car will be lighter than everybody else's. And hopefully he can put a hot lap in. So just over the 3-minute mark in qualifying, still Tim CLK up top. Purple sector's in for him as well. He's finding a little bit more time here at Sardegna. CMBE2 also picking up a bit of gravel on the exit of that corner. Now Tim CLK will get the benefit of a little bit of a tow down here off T50 Phil as well. It'll only increase his speed and his time down here. And it is even faster. 50. Oh, no, that's not what you meant to be doing. I was looking at lap times. 56.976 he's got on board. Nearly 2/10 faster than T50 Phil, who's actually just gone quicker than RCMBE2 to take second off of him. RCMBE2 stays third for the time being. Dazzler up into fourth position. Any quicker? No, stays fourth for the time being. Chalky in fifth. It's Hoggy in sixth. Centino in 7th, Dominator 8th, and Treviso in 9th. Again, not sure if Treviso's just wasted a bit of fuel early on. Now, full throttle, no brake on this time. He has found some time, up into 4th then Treviso as he crosses the line on that lap. Back up front then, these two still bumper to bumper in this qualifying session. Tim CLK is now in front of T50 Phil, as T50 Phil gaining the advantage of the slipstream. Purple sectors for Tim CLK, T50 Phil keeping it right there with him. Oh, almost shortcuts here across that grass corner. Final one then, has it benefited T50 Phil? Oh, he's carried a little bit too much speed out of that one as well. Keeps within tow range of Tim CLK, but Treviso comes through even quicker this time. He's second now, he's gained another couple of positions. RCMBE2's just come back through though to pit second, and Tim CLK hasn't moved an inch. Stayed at the top. 6 minutes into qualifying then. Can Treviso find any more time in this qualifying session? There's a little bit, it's not enough to take pole position just yet. Just to carry all the speed through these two, right and the left, and into this final corner. Exit speed out of there for Treviso. Can he move up the field anymore? Just hugging that inside line. It is only slightly straighter. Regains second. Tim CLK's just come through as well in the background. He stays on that 56.836. That's 256s he's managed to find. Second at the minute then. RCMBE2 in third on the grid. T50 Phil. Oh, not sure what happened there. Maybe getting it a little bit backwards there. T50 Phil sitting in fourth on the grid. Dazzler in fifth. Centino in sixth. It's Hoggy seventh. Chalky just across the line. He takes eighth. Dominator ninth. 2.5 minutes left of this qualifying session. Treviso's only actually got to find a 10th here, just over a 10th. He's not found it on that lap. RCMBE2 also stays third on that one. T50 Phil getting that corner at the bottom of the hill, or sorry, the exit of the hairpin a little bit wrong. Yeah, long one, 1:16 for that lap. 2 minutes remaining, just about squeeze 2 more laps in. It is still this man at the minute. Goes Treviso just round that corner in front of him. Oh, a little wobble on them from Tim CLK. Still up front at the moment. Let's see what Treviso does this lap. Oh, it's quicker, but not enough. 1,000th of a second between them at the minute. It is still Tim CLK. There is literally a cigarette paper between them. Okay, will be flapping a little bit. He might be looking for a little bit more time. Treviso is finding it though. Purple sectors. Oh, a little bit wide through there. Through the S's. Tim CLK, like I say, also needs to find a little bit more time just to secure that top spot. Down towards the line then. Can Treviso do it this time? One more opportunity once he crosses the line. No! It's now or never then for Treviso. But it is currently this man, by literally the skin on his teeth, ahead of Treviso. Wrong way. Let's keep an eye on Treviso then. This will be his final lap. 10-minute qualifier is done. Final lap being displayed on screen then. Can he do it? I didn't see that timing mark. Didn't see if it was purple or not. This will be it then. Down towards the line for Treviso. He's not done it. It is going to be Tim CLK unless anybody actually finds a little bit of time right at the end of qualifying there. Just to secure that top spot. T50 Phil might still be on for a bit of a lap here. Let's have a look. Maybe not quite close enough, no. So it is Tim CLK on that top spot. Treviso pushing it really hard at the end of that qualifying session to try and take that position, but it just wasn't to be. So there are official results then. Tim CLK on pole, Treviso second, RC MBE 2 in third, T50 Phil fourth, DMK Dazzler in fifth, DMK Chalky in sixth, Centino in seventh, it's Hoggy in eighth, DMK Dominator in ninth. That will be grid positions for race one. I'll wait for them to get it underway. Oh, here we go, straight in. No messing. No messing. That's because you lot were faffing in qualifying. You faffers. Okay, Tim CLK leading us away then. He'll have the inside line into turn one as long as he doesn't muff up the start, that's for sure. Lights go on then. We wait for these to drop. We will get race one done. Good start by everybody. RCMBE 2's got his wing next to Treviso. Could squeeze one. Oh, Treviso's gone for the outbraking. Oh, RCMBE 2 keeps it right there with him on the exit. Somebody's left that track in the background. It is Treviso that muscles his way through into second. RCMBE 2 is still not giving up on that one though. Dazzler squeezed his way through into fourth position past T50 Phil, who's looking to come back at him. Oh, Centino just drags a wing down the wall there. Dominator in sixth, Centino seventh. Oh, wide through there for Centino. It's Hoggy in eighth, and it was Chalky that ran himself off wide. I'm not sure if he ran himself off wide, but he was off wide in turn one. So Tim CLK leads then. Final corner of the first lap. Treviso is still within tow range. Closes up down towards the line. Already in a great big line. Gap drops a tenth down to half a second, 0.4 as they hit the apex of that corner. RCMBE2 keeping it bolted right onto the end of the top two. T50 Phil's got a little bit of a gap, just almost out of that slipstream range at the minute is T50 Phil. Dominator and Dazzler chasing him down though. Oh, having a little bit of a battle themselves. Oh, Dominator gets that corner all wrong, dips a wheel on the curb, lifts the car up, sends him across the track into the barrier. Didn't get any damage. How on earth did you get away without picking up a dent on your car from that? I don't know. Loses a position, comes back at its Hoggy though. Oh! It gets loose on him. Oh no, he's really struggling here, Dominator. This McGann really wants to throw him in the wall for some reason. Coming under a bit of pressure again from Chalky. He's managed to get his way past Centino. Back up front, Tim CLK continues to lead, but Treviso's closed the gap. He's not, kept it at 0.4. Gap developed slightly between RCMBE2 and Treviso, and that's brought T50 Phil back into the mix. Dazzler also has broken away. He's now in 5th, chasing down the top 4, just 1.7 seconds. He'll be quite happy if they get involved in a bit of a tussle. And they are. T50 Phil and RCMBE2 having a battle for 3rd, coming into the S's before the final corner. Oh, who's going to win this one? RCMBE2 just gets around the corner, but T50 Phil almost had a wing up the inside. It hasn't helped out Dazzler. He's lost 2 tenths to those top 4. Tim CLK then crosses the line. Fastest lap on board for him so far. Treviso takes a different approach into turn 1. Maybe looking for a better drive out of that corner. Gets a little bit of a better run down the hill. Closes the gap up on Tim CLK as we come up the hill. Tim CLK dipped a wheel on the sand on the way in and the way out of that corner. That slowed him down just enough to allow Treviso to close right up on him into these S's. He's going to be under some serious pressure coming into turn 1. Just under 0.3 of a second. That's only going to come down. He's so close. Below 0.3 of a second. That's Renault getting ever bigger on screen. Goes for a little fake out. Come on, give me a better camera. Just manages to hold the lead there, Tim CLK. Treviso did manage to get his way up the inside, just wasn't able to carry the speed on the way out of that one. But look at this, absolutely bumper to bumper running back up the hill. Treviso puts a little bit of pressure on him coming into these corners, but Tim CLK looks used to that, deals with that pressure well. T50 Phil back past RCMBE2 in the background. RCMBE2 just dipping a wheel on the sand himself. Oh, and again, going to be side by side for these two. It is Tim CLK just in front. Treviso goes for an out-braking manoeuvre up the inside. And again, Tim CLK just able to get that power on a little bit earlier. Able to carry the speed out of that corner, keeps himself in front once more. 5 minutes into race 1 then, it's real kicking off here at the front. Tim CLK leads then, Treviso in 2nd, T50 Phil almost onto the back end of that fight. RCMBE2 almost out of slipstream range, but tiny little mistakes just costing him a 10th here or there. Dazzler in 5th then, 2.1 seconds down from that top 4. It's Hoggy in 6th, another 2.7 behind. Santino 6.7, or sorry, 7 seconds down in 7th. Chalky now in 8th, just about a second behind Dominator in 9th, 1.4 back himself. Oh, just catch Treviso on the outside of turn 1. Just looks like he was trying to get himself back on circuit. T50 Phil's managed to squeeze through. Treviso's dropped down to 3rd. Piling the pressure on T50 Phil coming up the hill though. There's that corner, just dipping some wheels on that gravel on the outside. On board with Treviso then chasing down T50 Phil after just losing it in turn 1. Always gets a good exit out of there, Treviso, right on the tail of T50 Phil coming down here. A bit of a bump draft, trying to close the gap to Tim CLK as well. Don't want to let him escape. Break it early, doesn't want to take out T50 Phil either. All 3 drivers on the throttle early. CLK looks like he's stretching a little bit of a gap out front. 0.7 of a second. T50 Phil falling back a tiny little bit from Tim CLK. Treviso stuck in 3rd at the minute. Top 3 then. 3.3 seconds ahead of Dazzler. It's Hoggy up into 5th. RCMBE2's made a mistake. It's Hoggy through then. RCMBE2 in 6th now. Chalky 7th. Dominator in 8th, and it's now Santino at the back of the pack in 9th position. So a mistake from Santino's allowed Dominator through. They're still at it for these positions for 2nd and 3rd. Tim CLK stretches another 0.2. It was 0.7, it's now 0.9 as they run up the hill. Oh, that falls a little bit as they come up the hill. Top 3 then. 4 seconds away from everybody else. Tim CLK into that final corner then. Over the halfway mark, fastest lap on board for Tim CLK at 56.917. He's well within slipstream range of T50 Phil. T50 Phil's got Treviso in tow range as well. A little wobble on there for Tim CLK. That's allowed T50 Phil to close up a little bit more. Pressure on him then coming up the hill. 1/4 of a second in it between them. Again, just needs to keep himself in a good position coming onto that start finish straight. Use the advantage of the toe coming down that straight to get past him. Gap stretches open though. 0.6 of a second between Tim CLK and T50 Phil. Puts pay to any attack at the end of the start finish straight. He needed to be a lot closer to have a go. Treviso as well, almost out of that slipstream range. It's just under a second when you lose slipstream. Dazzler then holding 4th. He's got It's Hoggy just 1.7 seconds behind him. Not doing too bad at the minute. It's Hoggy. RCMBE2 looking to close the gaps up on both of those drivers and get the 4th position back at least. But he is running out of time, running out of laps here. Chalky in 7th then. Santino in 8th, and it's now Dominator coming in the pits. Whether he's coming in 4 tyres or whether he's sitting out the rest of the race, I don't know. Maybe not getting on with the McGanns here at Sardegna. It is still Tim CLK then. Phil just 0.3 of a second behind him, still not close enough. He needed to be there or thereabouts. Coming out of that final corner, he's gone a different way into that one. benefited him on the exit. Treviso keeps himself right there as well. Top three. Bumper to bumper action here then. Just tiny little mistakes is going to cost them. Treviso's just got to be careful he doesn't fall out of that slipstream range as well. No phone call for Dominator, that's why he's in the pits. I don't know why the phone call couldn't wait. T50 Phil, keep your wheels off that gravel. Again, just a 0.5 of a second in it. A second between the top three, less than. Starting to close back up then, nearly at the 12-minute mark of race one. Only 15 minutes here. Tim CLK leads then, 0.4 of a second over T50 Phil. He's got 0.3 of a second over Treviso. Top three then, another 7 seconds ahead of Dazzler. Still being closed up a little bit by It's Hoggy. Both of them still being closed up by RCMBE2. Chalky in 7th position, 12.5 seconds back. Centino the 4.5 back. Dominators decided he's not going to use his mobile phone while driving, so he's pulled in the pits. Now, maybe still not the gap. It's a little bit closer this time for T50 Phil, but just don't think it's close enough to close the gap before turn one. Tim CLK is not going to make it easy for you, that's for sure. Hugging that inside line. Again, that gap just below. It's a 1/4 of a second between Tim CLK and T50 Phil. Aberdeen versus Celtic, with Wolves just bringing up the rear at the minute. T50 Phil putting in purple sectors. It's a fast one from him. Wow, gravel being kicked up by Tim CLK in front. T50 Phil still at 1/4 of a second. He needs to keep this when he comes out of that final corner. Still a 1/4 of a second. Who gets the better exit through here? Tim CLK straight into that corner. He gains back 1/4 of a second on T50 Phil. He has managed to get a good exit this time. He is closing up again. I just don't think it's going to be enough before turn one. Getting ever closer, but still just not enough. Treviso falls out of the tow range then. Still holding 4th, but RCMBE2 is finally past It's Hoggy. He's into 5th. He's got 1.7 seconds to try and chase down Dazzler for that 4th. It's Hoggy in 6th then, not too far off the back, just 1.1 seconds. Chalky in 7th, 12.8 seconds down. Centino 4.2 down. Dominator still rolling in the pits. Final minute then. This will become final lap when they cross the line. Gaps have developed, 0.7 between 1st and 2nd, 0.7 between 2nd and 3rd. It's going to take a mistake here. All three of these boys have been putting in pretty much perfect laps. Still nothing in it. Nobody gained anything through that little complex of corners. CLK then, last couple of corners to go. Through the S's. 15 minutes is over. That should throw up the final lap logo in a second. Maybe not. We're having a 20-minute race for this one, and 15 minutes for the race 2. Tim CLK then still leads. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was a 15-minute race and then a 20-minute race. Here it is, still on track then. Nearly a second up front for Tim CLK. He's been under pressure from these two pretty much from the get-go though. They have not let him out of their sights. in the last 15 minutes. But nobody's been able to get past him yet. They've tried on various occasions. Treviso onto the back end of T50 Phil now. Again, just loses a bit of speed coming out of that corner. Drops him out of any kind of attack. RCMBE2 has fallen off the back of Dazzler. Another mistake has come in. That's brought its Hoggy a little bit closer to him. And the two drivers at the back swap positions again. Santino's got himself up past Chalky into 7th, Chalky in 8th. Maybe a little mistake from Chalky. So looking like, oh, Treviso managed to carry the speed through there, didn't lose too much time in the chase for T50 Phil. Tipsy, okay then, still 3/4 of a second faster than anybody else. There they are, the top 3 across the line to start another lap. Tyre wear's kicking in, nobody's able to really push to try and get these gaps down. Tim CLK then almost out of tow range of T50 Phil. T50 Phil coming under increased pressure from Treviso, just a 0.2 of a second behind him. Okay, so we are back to front then. It's a 20-minute race 1, 15-minute race 2. And it is still Tim CLK then. 18 minutes on the race timer. They just can't find the time to close up on him. T50 Phil. Got a little bit of pressure from Treviso coming into turn 1. Swinging his nose out once or twice was Treviso, just to say, I'm here. If I go for the move, make sure you give me room. So anybody else battling? Dazzler out on his own still. It's Hoggy back past RCMBE2. He's struggling with tyres a little bit, RCMBE2. Chalky 7th, he's back past Santino, so these two swapping positions a couple of times as well during the race 1. And here they go again. So this should... 56-second laps. Yeah, this should become... It's going to be final lap literally as they come towards the line. Tim CLK still leads then. T50 Phil 2nd. No, Santino. Whoa, backwards around. Coming out of turn 1. Managed to get himself out of the way though. Up the hill then. There they go. Tim CLK, T50 Phil, Treviso, 1st, 2nd and 3rd. This is going to be it then. 15 seconds left on the race timer. Absolute bumper-to-bumper action between these three. Oh, Treviso just falls off the back a little bit. Tim CLK then down towards the line. 20 minutes is up now. Final lap shows on screen. He's getting chased down by T50 Phil, but he's not close enough again. So it is Tim CLK. Oh my God. Tim CLK that takes the win in race 1. T50 Phil takes 2nd. Treviso takes 3rd. Really good racing between those three. Dazzler coming across the line backwards to take 4th. It's Hoggy takes 5th position. RCMBE2 takes 6th. Santino crosses the line. He comes home in 8th. Just wait for Chalky. of paint missing off Chalky's car. He takes 7th position. So Tim CLK, T50 Phil and Treviso. As I say, some amazing racing between those three. It was Tim CLK versus Treviso, while T50 Phil closed up the gap, and then T50 Phil closed the gap up, managed to squeeze his way past Treviso, and then those three were at it for the rest of the race, but nobody just couldn't get past Tim CLK. They had a couple of looks up the corners, but they just weren't able to get up the inside or use the power on the exit to get back past him. So fortunately for them, there he is. He does take the win. Dominator's just finishing his final lap. Yeah, Treviso tried his hardest to get past Tim CLK, and then literally at times there was nothing in it between them, but they just couldn't find that extra little pace or that tiny little bit of space up the inside. Official results on screen then. Tim CLK taking that win. T50 Phil 2nd, Treviso 3rd, DMK Dazzler in 4th, It's Hoggy in 5th, RC MBE 2 in 6th, DMK Chalky 7th, Santino in 8th, and DMK Dominator, after taking a phone call from work, in 11th. So we are a little bit back to front tonight. So it was meant to be a 15-minute race and then a 20-minute race, and now it's going to be a 20-minute race and then a 15-minute race, I think. Onto the hard tyres as well. So they've just used the mediums for race 1. Should be hard tyres for race 2. Next race 9:30. Treviso, come on. That's 8 minutes of nonsense I've got to show you lot. Talk to you lot about. But while we're waiting, coming up soon, has that showed up? I think it has. Coming up soon, we've got the new Mini Martini League. So we've covered the minis before for the DSC sim racing community, the old school minis, and this time they've gone for a complete shake up. So it's the Mini Martini League. We've got the old 1965 Mini, we've got the current Mini Cooper S-Works, whatever it is, that's going around, and then the Mini VGT as well. So 3 different minis all on the same night. What does it say there? 3 minis, 3 leagues, all in one night. There you go. Not too sure how many weeks that is. And the start date for that one is the 12th, I believe. Yep, 12th of August. That's what is happening there. And we've also got the Renault Megane League coming up with the P1 boys as well. So exactly the same cars you're looking at now, but the Megane trophies with the P1 boys. Come on, open up, damn it. That starts on the 11th of August. So that'll be on the Sunday, and then on the Monday night we'll be back for the minis with these boys. So that's 2 different race leagues coming up. Not too sure what's happening with the P1 Thursday League at the minute. I think they're just in talks with what they want to do. 6 weeks, there you go. So the mini league will be 6 weeks long. So yeah, all 3 minis, starting with the 65 into the current John Cooper Works, and then the VGT, 3 minis on one night, 3 different leagues, and those 3 different cars to get to grips with again over that 6-week period. What else have I got on here that I shouldn't have? Oh, that's that. That's my background banner. I don't need that. Oh, I don't need that. So race 2, Dominator. No, he's not waiting till 20 till half past for that race by the looks of it. So race 2 coming up. Should be reverse grid. Should be on hard tyres. Should be 15 minutes. But we're a bit backwards because DMK Dominators got it all topsy-turvy. A few different variations of this Sardegna circuit as well. I quite like this one. Well, it was a warm one today, peeps, wasn't it? I don't know about you, but I was sweating hard walking. I lie. I wasn't walking anywhere. I was on a golf buggy going around a golf course, whacking golf balls. Not very well today. My drives aren't bad and my putting's not bad, but my irons, oh my god. I may as well hit things with a lawnmower or something. They go all over the place. If I don't chunk it or thin it, then they just don't go in the direction I want. Don't worry, I'm not putting any golf on the channel. Might start a new channel for that one. Smoker sucks at golf. Or maybe that's a new channel. Smoker sucks at sports. Just go out and do different sports and suck at them. You lot would sign up to watch me failing at sports and crashing things and hurting myself, I'm sure. So race 2 just round the corner then, according to lobby host. But we're nearly at the 9:30 mark anyway. Here we go. So race 2 has been set for 15 minutes. It should be hard tyres only. And it should be a reverse grid. It is. Chalky at the back, then Centino up front. Chalky at the back. I've got that all wrong. I was topsy-turvy as DSC broadcasting. It is Chalky that's leaders out. Centino second. RC MBE2 in third. It's Hoggy 4, Dazzler 5th, Treviso 6th, Tim CLK, T50 Phil. Why have we lost a driver? Why have we only got 8 drivers on? Oh no, there's Treviso. Treviso! There's a race, Treviso. It's happening. With or without you. Was he waiting until the half pass before he kicked off? It is Chalky that leads us around at turn 1 though. RCMBE2 and Centino side by side as they run up the hill. RCMBE2 would like to quite get past him as early as possible. Oh, a little bit of a punt into the wall. Tiny bit of contact between those two. It's upset. Treviso wasn't ready for the start. That's why he wanted the half past. He's got his work cut out to try and close the gap then. How far back is he? 6 seconds. Hard tyres and only 15 minutes to press here. Chalky leads then 1.3 seconds over RCMBE2. He's on the hunt for that top spot. Dazzler in third then. Tim CLK in fourth already. All over the back of Dazzler heading down here. Centino fifth. He's been pressed himself by T50 Phil. Tim CLK slots his way up the inside of Dazzler. T50 Phil does the same thing on Centino. Oh, squeezes up the inside of Dazzler as well. Great move by T50 Phil. Been left wide a little bit. Dazzler's just side by side with him still. Oh, into the wall though. Oh, Dazzler has caught Centino with a little bit of door banging. Oh, T50 Phil's been tangled now. Oh my god, it's all kicking off in race 2 here. Treviso through into 6th. T50 Phil 7th. No. Drivers all over the place now on circuit. Chalky up front, half a second lead over RCMBE2. Looking quick, RCMBE2, fastest lap so far as well. Closing up on Chalky into turn 1. It's for a slightly different line on the way in there. Looks like he gets a better drive on the exit. All over the back of Chalky running down the hill, just 0.3 of a second. But Tim CLK has been released into third. He can try and hunt down RCMBE2. Might be just getting held up a little bit by Chalky. That might help out Tim CLK in the hunt for those higher positions. He's gained a 10th already. But now, will RCMBE2 get the move done on Chalky? He gets a better drive out of that final corner. Tim CLK just half a second back himself. Still getting a toe as they run down here towards turn 1. RCMBE2 will have the advantage. Where does Tim CLK slot his way in? Okay, tiny bit of door banging between Chalky and RCMBE2 has allowed Tim CLK to get a wing up or almost up the inside of Chalky. He has closed the gap up on these two. All over the back of Chalky as he runs up the hill then. Not able to get past yet for Tim CLK. RCMBE2's just pulling away a little bit. But now we're going to be on then. Tim CLK is going to go for the move on Chalky. It's the same move we saw RCMBE2 do, so he's side by side pretty much with Chalky running down here. Got the inside line coming into turn 1. For a little bit of outbraking. Goes for a different line into that corner. Gets a decent run out. But it is Tim CLK that is through, and now he can go chasing down RCMBE2 in front. Just a second between them at the minute. Taking their time around that corner now. The hard tyres not giving as much grip. They've already been running themselves off there on the mediums. That gap is coming down then, 0.6 of a second between RCMBE2 and Tim CLK. I say that Tim CLK is so good through those last couple of corners. He gains another 10th on RCMBE2. See what else is happening on field then. Chalky holds third, it's Hoggy in fourth, Dazzler in fifth, Treviso sixth, closing up on him, 0.7 of a second back. All sorts of chaos happened early on. T50 Phil getting tangled up in that. He's all the way down in 7th, a long way off the back of Treviso as well. Dominator not too far off the back of him, 1.3 seconds. Centino, great big dents on the front of his car. He's been into a few walls. In 9th. Oh, he's throwing himself in the pits. That could be his race done and dusted. So in race 1, RCMBE2 managed to stick with the top 3. He was involved with the top 3 for a little while, and then just lost a little bit of time, slowly but surely, to those top 3. A couple of mistakes caused him to lose a little bit more time and a couple of positions as well. Tim CLK closes that gap down to less than half a second as we come down towards turn 1. He's carrying great speed down here, not enough to make the move. Bolts himself right onto the back end of RCMBE2's Renault running down the hill. 0.3 of a second in it. Less than that, 0.2 of a second in it coming up the hill. Piling the pressure on RCMBE2 then. Just got to be careful coming into these last couple of corners. Tim CLK always carries a bit more speed through these. Hopefully he doesn't come into the section a bit too hot and take out RCMBE2. No, getting the braking done early, 0.4 of a second, 0.3 of a second on the exit. Chase is on then. Closing up, closing up. Will he make the move? No, backs out. Tiny bit of contact. They are side by side coming through that corner. Tim CLK goes through then. See MBE2 will do everything he can to try and stick with Tim CLK, get that position back. 0.6 of a second in it. 7 minutes into race 2 then. It's Hoggy in 3rd, Treviso 4th, Dazzler 5th. Maybe a little mistake from Dazzler. Chalky in 6th, T50 Phil in 7th, Dominator in 8th. And the Centino not too far behind him now. Oh, he's been in the pits. Oh, he's come back out. He's filled up with fuel, Centino. Why did you do that? Tim CLK then starts opening that gap up a little bit between himself and RCMB2. It's a 0.8 of a second. Treviso into 3rd, but a long way down. 6.4 seconds between between him and the top 2. Dazzler 1.4 behind him. Chalky another 4, nearly 5 seconds back. T50 Phil now bolted onto the back end of him. Should be able to get a bit of a tow in a couple of corners time. Maybe go for the move on Chalky. It's Hoggy that's made a mistake. He's dropped himself all the way down to 7th. Dominator's just got it wrong as well. Dominator and Centino just got involved with each other. It looks like they might have. Both drivers starting to gather speed again. Tim CLK then still leads, coming up towards these back markers. RCMB2 has closed that gap up on him. And now they've got these back markers to try and work their way past. There is Centino. Just stays out of the way. That's a good bit of race etiquette there from Centino. See Dominator, see them come up behind him as well. Just round this corner actually, Dominator. They might be onto him by the time they get to the end of the start-finish straight. Here he is, round that final corner. There is Tim CLK, dips some wheels on the gravel. Slowed him down a little bit. RCMB2 closing the gap up then. It's coming down pretty quickly. Can he get the move done? Tim CLK puts his car in the middle of the circuit a little bit into turn 1. RCMB2 gets off the racing line. There's no braking out there. He runs a little bit deep on the exit of that corner, on the entrance of that corner. Gets himself back onto the tail end of Tim CLK though on the exit. All over for you then, RCMB2. Treviso falls a little bit further back, 6 seconds down in 3rd. Dazzler 4th, T50 Phil past Chalky now into 5th. Chalky 6th, it's Hoggy 7th, Dominator 8th, Centino in 9th. A little bit closer to Dominator now. It is still Tim CLK that leads, still got just about half a second over RCMBE2. He's not let him escape yet, but he hasn't been able to close the gap or make the move without any kind of mistake from Tim CLK in front. A little bit closer, RCMBE2 running down the hill, quarter of a second in it between them as they close up on Dominator in front. So he's only got to move out of the way when he needs to, Dominator. You know, he can stick to the racing line if he wants. It's up to, he's pulled himself over though. He allows the top 2 to go through again. Great bit of awareness, just seeing these other drivers coming through, noticing those blue flags, etc. Still bumper to bumper then on the exit of that final corner. RCME2 almost close enough to make a move there. Tim CLK puts his car into that defensive position again. Can RCME2 get the run on the exit? Oh, a little wobble on there from Tim CLK. He just makes that car twice as wide as it should be. And RCMB2 stuck behind him. Tail end of that Renault just let go a little bit. On board with then RCMB2 as he hunts down that top spot. Tim CLK took the win in race 1. He's only a couple of minutes away from taking the win in race 2 here as well. RCMB2 keeping that pressure piled on him though. Again, he just runs a tiny bit wide through there, but RCMB2 slow out that final corner this time. That gap starts to stretch open a little bit on the exit, that final corner. Down towards turn 1, under no threat from behind. There's the headlights of Treviso, a long way back now. Into turn 1. Back end's lit up on RCMB2's car. Look how small Tim CLK is getting all of a sudden. That gap stretches open to 0.9 of a second, almost a second as they come up the hill. And it has stretched to a second. That's the slipstream gone then at the minute for RCMB2. Tiny little mistake like that has cost him so much. Corner then back onto the start finish straight. Gap still at about a second between these two. We'll hope that Tim CLK has another little mistake so he can get himself back involved, but we are starting to run out of time, just a minute and a half left. Treviso in third then, still 6.8 seconds behind the top two. Well out of threat of Dazzler behind him, another 4 seconds ahead of him. T50 Phil closing up the gap, so he's hauled his way away from Chalky. He's got magnets on the front of his car pulling him towards Dazzler at the end of this race, just 1.5 seconds back at the minute. He's got one more lap to try and make that happen. Takes a tenth out of him. Oh, dips a wheel onto the concrete there, fires him up in the air. Oh, we'll keep an eye on that race as it starts to develop. Oh my god, RCMB2's made a couple more mistakes. The gap has stretched to 2.6 seconds. And this will become last lap. It's going to take Tim CLK spinning it off and sticking it in a wall. Any kind of position change for RCMB2. If DSC Broadcasting DMK Dominator has put the lobby settings right, but I did see 15 minutes at the start. So there it is, fifth final lap does show up on screen then. Just a couple of corners left for Tim CLK to make. We are going to see a couple of drivers cross the line. I think Centino and Dominator are taking 8th and 9th already. Yes, they have. Tim CLK then, great big gap up front now then, 2.6 seconds as he comes down towards the line. Very unlucky for RCMB2. He had all the speed and all the pressure he was piling onto Tim CLK for most of that race. Just that last couple of laps, one or two teeny weeny mistakes cost him. Oh, Dazzler very lucky there. So it was Tim CLK that took the win. RCMB2 second. Treviso took third. Dazzler took fourth. But T50 Phil was only just behind him. Look, quarter of a second by the time he hit the line. So close, he would have wanted one more lap. There it is then. Tim CLK, both wins tonight. And qualifying. Did he get fastest lap as well in both races? That's a hat-trick then, isn't it? That's extra points on board for him. There you go. RCMB2 in second. Treviso third. Dazzler in fourth. T50 Phil right behind him at the end of that one for fifth. Chalky 6th. It's Hoggy 7th. DMK Dominator in 8th. And Centino there in 9th position. And there it is. Done and dusted. The update feels odd. I don't drive enough. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, Treviso. I don't know how you missed the start of race 2, but yeah, just saying, I don't drive enough. I don't play enough of this game as such know what the update's done. I haven't turned a wheel on this game, I don't think, apart from well, I actually had to end up taking my PlayStation down to my mate's house, plugging it into his rig, doing the races enough to open up the online stuff, and then I've turned that off, brought the PlayStation home and plugged it into all my crap, and I've not raced since. And there you go. So I couldn't tell you how the update feels. Some people like it, some people don't. I suppose it's a toss-up whether it feels better to you or not. Right, let's just remind you of what we've got coming up. So we've got the new Mini Martini League that's starting on the 12th. We've got the Renault Meganes, the exact second cars you've just been watching. They've got a Renault Megane League starting soon. That's the P1 boys on a Sunday night as well. That's the 11th. That'll start at 9 o'clock. And then this Mini Martini League will start on the 12th at 8:30. We've still got GTTCC running on Friday nights, so that's 9 o'clock as well. And then, yeah, as and when I find out what's happening with the Thursday League with the P1 boys, I'll let you guys know and stick it up on the page. But that's it for tonight's racing. I hope you all like what you've watched. Get rid of that image quickly because it just looks ugly. Just with everything else behind it. I'm not having a go at your image there, DSC Broadcasting. Not at all, just saying. Just makes my image look a bit grim. So that's it. Yeah, I hope you like what you watched. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. And if you haven't already, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.